Hi everyone, so we're back, we're on the whiteboard. This time though, we're going to be looking at right backs. We've got Yedlin, Kamez, Sterry and Mbabu. This time we're kicking that way instead of the other way down because we're going to focus on this position in just a minute. Before we get on that, we know about the rumours about the Chinese company Sky sources are reportedly yesterday looking at obviously maybe buying Newcastle, and we know about the Daryl Murphy, that Daryl Murphy has admitted that Rafa wants to listen to offers for him, but that'll be for another day. We're going to focus today on the right back situation. So if we look how Newcastle normally line up, two centre backs, the full backs quite high up. Question mark if Paul Dummett is there, really, isn't it? Your two defensive midfielders, your number 10, your two, well, you call them wingers, your right and left attacking midfielders cutting inwards, and obviously your striker up top. But we're going to be focusing on this position today. I'm just going to jump down and get me a sponge. So we're going to look at the right back situation today then. We're going to have a look at that, and we're going to start straight away with who looks like, unless someone is signed, our first choice is going to be DeAndre Yedlin. So DeAndre Yedlin, without a shadow of a doubt, is your modern day fullback. DeAndre Yedlin has got pace to burn both flanks. He can literally be a wing back system. So do you know how Chelsea's play that successful like a 3-4-3 formation? Yedlin can play the 4-4-2, 3-4-3. He can even bomb on. He's even played in this position for the US of A lately as well. So Yedlin, we've got no doubt about him. You can go up and down. He's got pace. We'll always see him overlapping, and Richie playing a 1-2 with him over here. So we've got no problems. Defensively though, do you think Yedlin is weak? I think this is the side of the game where he needs to work on, but I think he has got better than what he was at the start of the season. You know, you couldn't get into side, and at the back end of the season, with him and Anita fighting for the position, I think they both played more or less the same amount of games, but Yedlin was playing a lot more towards probably January onwards, and that allowed Richie to come inwards, and that allows Yedlin to bomb on. Now, if we're playing the counter-attacking system, which we're probably going to be away from home, especially like the big boys like your Man Cities and Arsenals and Liverpools and what have you, Yedlin is going to be key getting up and down that wing. Right, and moving on to Jesus Gamas. You probably ask, who? Yeah, he's had a lot of injury problems, crises, so to speak. Now, when we first signed him from Atleti, I was actually really excited. I said to Will, again, this player will be solid for it. He'll literally get in your face, tackle you, crunch. He'll take one for the team as a yellow card. Sadly, we haven't seen enough of him. It's going to put the right back position back in there. But we've seen him play right back. We've seen him play left back. Now, judging from what we've seen so far, because we haven't really seen enough of him to judge him, he can't get up the pitch. Every time I've seen him play in the two positions, I haven't seen this at all. I haven't seen Gamas bomb up and down like Yedlin would. However, he's very positionally, what's the word I'm looking for? Very positionally clever. So you'll see James, what he does, he's just simple. You move, but defensively, he's very, very clever because James gets into this position. He'll cover your right centre-back if needs to be against the counter, so you can also play as like a fake centre-back as well. That's also on the same as the left side, but for me, that's the most I've seen him so far. It's really hard to judge Jesus Gamas, but because we haven't seen enough of him. And for me, every time I've seen him, he can't get up and down. Maybe that's his age, because he's, what, 32 now? So we'll have to see how that progresses in the summer, whether James has a future with us or not. Right, moving on to a local lad, Jamie Sterry. What's the future for Jamie this year then? So again, I think this depends on his pre-season. Do we need to strengthen? Of course, he'll let us know. I'm sure you will in the comments box. But Jamie Sterry, I think he's quite similar to James, where you'll not see him bomb on as much. He's not your type of Yedlin. He's not that type of player. However, from what we have seen of him, what we're seeing of him Coventry, he's a very team player. So you'll obviously look for, instead of bombing on, you'd rather pass it and then move into position. That's what I've seen of Jamie Sterry so far. I haven't seen enough to comment too much on him. However, I haven't seen him go this way. I haven't really seen Jamie Sterry tested, so I'll be unfair commenting on Sterry because I wouldn't know what I'd be talking about. Let's move over to Kevin Mbabu. Right, so the flying man on the right wing back system, we're going to be looking at Kevin Mbabu. Now, for me, he's only got 1 year left on his contract. I hope he doesn't leave the club. I just hope, because every time we see him, minus a couple of games, he's looked absolutely brilliant, even on the left flank as right and right. So Kevin Mbabu, I think, from what I've seen as well in the Swiss League, even including highlights and goals, he's got 2-3 goals. He's seen the goals come in, but when he gets to this position, he doesn't stay there. He's quite clever, what I've seen of him, because he's good with his left foot. We've seen him come into this position, into the box, having a shot numerous of times, numerous of highlights when you see them on YouTube and Twitter of Kevin Mbabu playing for young boys. I think because he's young, he's got energy, he's got a big, massive engine, he can go both ways. There is question marks about his defensive cover, but has he really been trained properly at Newcastle? Probably not. On the left flank as well, we've seen it against the likes of Eden Hazard and the likes of Pedro. Couldn't cope with them, getting up and down. So either flank, you can get up and down that pitch. I do think, from what I've seen, that his position would be right back, because if you put Yedlin as your first choice right back, for me, out of these four, Kevin Mbabu's my second choice to fill in for Yedlin for the season, assuming we don't sign anybody. So remember, these videos are just all about our current squad. It's not about people coming in. So for me, I hope we keep Kevin Mbabu. I would like to keep Yedlin and Mbabu out of those two if the other two were to leave temporary or permanently. Let me know, of course, what you think and your thoughts down there below. And we'll be moving on to the England friendly against France, is it, I believe. Thanks very much for watching Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you later.